This is Crystal with Whole New Perspective. We are preparing for a winter storm today, and I want to talk to you about the preparations that we've taken. But before I do that, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and I thank you so much for doing so. We started hearing about this storm about 5 days to a week ago, and I decided to take it a little more serious as the week went on. And so I went out and purchased a couple loaves of bread. That's really the only thing I needed to purchase other than some ice melt. Now, we had ice melt from about 3 years ago that we hadn't used, but we decided just to go ahead and get a couple more packages of ice melt. And that's all that we needed from the store. You know, we are supposed to get maybe 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 of an inch of ice. And that's a lot of ice on our trees and limbs and streets also. I expect that the power will go off with that much ice. It's very familiar or very similar to what happened here in 2003 and we lost power. So I'm preparing to be without power for up to a week because that's what happened before. And I'll tell you what we've done for those preparations. We heat with natural gas, and so we should be fine. The one thing that we had to do was to actually turn the pilot light on in our gas fireplace because we don't use it. So we've done that. Now, if something happened and we weren't able to use our natural gas, we do have a Mr. Buddy heater with propane, and we have quite a bit of propane for that. And so we feel that we will be fine with our heat. So that's another thing to make sure that you have some type of heat. And as far as food, you have to make sure you have some food that you can eat. That's one of the reasons I went out and purchased bread, loaves of bread, because it lasts much longer than bread that I would make in my bread machine. And so we can eat peanut butter sandwiches, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and don't have to worry about that. But that's not all we can eat. I also have butane cooktops. We can definitely cook with our butane stovetops. We do have a gas generator. Now, my husband's responsible for that, and so he's made sure that we have the gas that we need to run that. And we also have several solar generators. One of the things that we've done this week is to ensure that every type of solar generator or anything that requires charging is charged up. So our solar generators are fully charged. Any flashlights, radios that are solar, all of that has been fully charged. So that's one of the things you want to make sure that you're doing. And water, yes, make sure that you have secured enough water, because when the power goes off, you really cannot drink that water. So we do have quite a bit of water. One of the other things that we will do is to fill up our bathtubs. Wanted to make sure that everything is clean. My kitchen is clean, the bathrooms are clean. Wanted to make sure too that we have washed all and every bit of dirty clothes that we have in the house. All our dirty clothes are washed. All the dishes will be washed. So when we go to bed tonight, everything is clean in the house. We will also make sure that we've taken out the trash. We want to make sure we're taking out the trash. We don't want to be out there in ice trying to open up the large trash cans to put in the trash. So we're going to make sure that that's taken care of as well. So when the power goes out, you want to make sure that your house is heated. And so we're going to make sure that we've already turned the temperature up in our home, so it'll be good and warm. As far as our refrigerators and freezers, everything will be turned up, and so that when it goes out, it'll take much longer before things start to thaw out in the refrigerator or in the freezer. Now, we will go ahead and be able to hook up our generators to our freezers, our refrigerator, and anything else that we want. We'll be able to hook those things up. And we'll probably do that later on during the day. We'll go ahead and get those things ready and running. And at nighttime, we'll probably use our solar because it is not noisy at all like our gas generator. As far as food, I'll make sure that I'm gonna bake some muffins and things like that today. I'll also boil some eggs. Now it's cold enough right now to where you could put some things outside. So if you're going to be using your cooler, go ahead and put that outside now that it's cold, and that way you won't have to wait once you need it. A couple other things: if you need medications, make sure you have that. You don't want to have to go out and get those once the ice storm has started, or if you're having a lot of snow, the snowstorm. In case I lose my internet connection, something happens with that, I went ahead and scheduled my bills. So that's one thing, you know, your power bill, water bill, those sorts of things. I went ahead and scheduled it so that it'll be paid when it's supposed to be paid. I won't have to worry if I'm not able to get back online. And that's even with YouTube. Go ahead and schedule some videos if you want to do that, and that way they'll automatically come out for you. You know, you really want to make sure that you're being very cautious. Don't bring in your grills to heat up your home. Be very careful when you're heating up your home. Make sure that you have your CO detectors. Make sure that they're working. Your smoke detectors, make sure you have that. Make sure that you have your fire extinguishers ready as well. And just be as prepared as you can with those things. Protecting your pipes. That's one of the things that we want to try to alleviate, are pipes bursting. Now, should your pipes burst, please make sure you know where your water turns off. I certainly know where ours turns off. I had a situation when my husband was away, and we had some pipes burst. So yes, I knew where they were to turn off, and I'm thankful that I knew that, and I was able to go to the road and turn the water off. So know where your water shut off system is. There are a few other things that you can do to protect your pipes. One of the things will be to close off your crawl space vents, especially if you have your furnace in the crawl space, and it will help to keep it nice and at least warmer, and to help it from freezing. Make sure that you cover up your pipes that are outside, even if they have pipe covers, but even if you just need a towel, blanket, cover those up. One of the things that we also had to do was to release all the water from our sprinkler system. So if you have a sprinkler system, please make sure that you shut that off and you drained all the water from that sprinkler system. You can also leave the cabinet doors open in your sink, in your kitchen. Leave the cabinets open, and that should help to circulate some air as well. And one of the last things that we'll do tonight before we go to bed is we'll put some salt, just some regular table salt, down our drains. And we're not going to add any water or anything. We're just going to do that, and that should help to keep it from freezing. At least it'll take it longer to freeze should that happen. So that's really the main things. Those are really the main things that we've done. We, again, are prepared, and I have several videos that go over the way that we prepare, and I will link those videos. So please take some time to watch those videos and do all you can right now before the storm starts. You don't want to be out there in ice trying to secure food, water, those sorts of things, but you will definitely, in my area, need to make sure that you have water, food, heat, at least for a week. Thank you guys so much for coming along with me, and I hope everyone just stays safe.